I play Veronica Donovan, and I'm a childhood friend of both Lincoln and Michael. And I'm sort of from the neighborhood and moved on, went to law school, and Lincoln and I were romantically involved. And basically, before Michael gets himself thrown in, I've pretty much written off Lincoln and believe that he is guilty. And through discussions with Michael and sort of putting pieces together, I start to realize that maybe Lincoln is innocent. And basically, I'm sort of uncovering things on the outside, getting in danger, running around, worried about those boys inside. I think Veronica really believes that they can do this within the law and that Michael's gone way too far. And I think she worries about both of them, and I think she sort of believes what Michael's done is pretty outrageous and wasn't necessary, and so she's sort of going by the numbers. But the more I'm going by the numbers, the more I'm starting to realize that this is bigger than anybody thought. And also at the same time starting to realize that Lincoln is innocent. I mean, your boyfriend is, you know, if he's murdered somebody, you can pretty much go, I didn't make a mistake. But, you know, he's on death row, you're like, you know what? That was not a good boyfriend for me. That is not the one who got away. But once she starts to realize he's innocent, it sort of makes her feel differently. And I'm engaged to another man at the time. Yeah. Come on. Drama, a hotbed for drama. I think she knows exactly, she knows that he believes his brother's innocent, and I think she finds Michael to be really pure and perhaps a bit naive in how he's going to go about it. And I think what she doesn't realize is the amount of investigation that's gone in and the hours that Michael's put in to finding out exactly who they need within the prison, what everybody's situation is, how they relate to each other, who he needs his friends to be, who his enemies should be, and all of that. Yeah. I think that there's this interest, it doesn't matter what sex you are, of what goes on behind bars, and you get, you know, a bunch of criminals together who've done really aberrant, horrible things. You know, what do they talk about? What's going on? And it's not just the nastiness. I also think, like, when people are, you know, sort of, when there's a group of people together, you know, how do they find the humor when things are so dark? And what do they talk about? And, you know, I think, do they still have hope? And I think it's sort of the human condition, like you're curious as to what goes on in places you're not allowed in. I mean, they're not allowed to go out, but we're also not allowed in. And I think that that's sort of part of the interest of the show, because anything that's sort of taboo is salacious and interesting to America. You know, I did a movie that was about mountain climbing, and after it came out, all these people would walk up and they'd be like, you know, I had a cousin who climbed Everest. Or, you know, I rock climb sometimes, I'm really into that. And, like, I did a movie about witchcraft, and there'd be people who were like, I've always been interested in Wicca. And since I started this show, I've met two separate people. They're like, you're working in Joliet? I was in there. So it's attracting a whole new kind of person.